exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in, score a touchdown, and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Chicago Cougars NFL Street video, and in today's little intro, I'm going to be talking about our first official player that we stole from an NFL team. Now, you guys have seen already, because the gameplay is going on right now in the background, that we are, as Raheem Mostert just ran over literally 3 or 4 different people. We are playing the San Francisco 49ers, and Juice, who are you gonna get? Who are you stealing? There's so many good players on the 49ers. I think you guys all know who we are stealing at this point. We are going to be stealing Terrell Owens from the San Francisco 49ers. I think we have to beat them to a game of 24. I'm pretty sure is the target goal that we have to get to. And at this point, our team is very, very strong, very, very tough to beat. I've put a lot of upgrade points into a lot of different players, especially Raheem Mostert. He is probably one of our better players on the entire team, as he misses the extra point there, the 2-point conversion. With that not being taken into consideration, Raheem Mostert is probably our most electrifying, our most dynamic, our most dominant player that we have, at least on offense, as Hurst was able to easily dominate us here on the very first play the 49ers had. Luckily, there was an out-of-bounds thing there that we could knock him out, because he might have gone the entire way if he would have bounced off the wall again. But we're already up 6-0 on the 49ers, and the reason I wanted to steal Terrell Owens is because of stuff like that right there. Did you just see him do that spin? That was an elite spin. And I wanted to have that on my team, so I wanted to take Terrell Owens. I felt like how good this team is, we needed a more dominant wide receiver, and Terrell Owens is that. And how I mentioned in a previous video, I wanted to take away at least one player from each division, and since the NFC West was the first division that we faced, the first ladder that we faced, I wanted to take away who I thought was the best player in that division, in the entire division, which is Terrell Owens. And as you will see by this, I think this strategy right here with Kalen Cousins coming off the edge is very, very useful. It didn't work to 100% effectiveness on that play, but it did work to make the turnover on downs. And Raheem Mostert we just continue to use as one of our more dominant players. So I think that going forward, we are going to be very, very hard to beat. It's going to be very easy to, as I throw an interception there. I probably should not say things like that and then have the gameplay counteract what I'm saying. But I think it's going to be very easy for teams to beat us. Or very hard, I should say. Very hard for teams to beat us here. And with those upgrade points, I don't know if there's gonna. I know that the difficulty does ramp up towards the end of the challenge. Like when you get to later, the last like 2 or 3 divisions in the challenge mode, I know it does get a little bit more difficult. So I shouldn't get too overconfident right now, especially since we only have Terrell Owens, or we only are attempting to get Terrell Owens right now. So the upgrade points, we certainly need to get some more, because going through this and going through some of the other small little challenges to get more attribute points, I did notice that there was some things we need to work on. We need to work on coverage for a couple of different players. We need to work on tackling for a couple of different players. We need to work on carrying so we don't fumble. Davis Mills needs to get a little bit more upgraded with speed, with his throw power, I guess. I think that's a stat, right? And he needs to get a little bit more on defense too, because he does play a lot of linebacker slash D-line. So he needs to work on his tackling and all that stuff, and his agility and all that. And certainly Jeff Sewell needs to work on his catching right there. I don't know what that was, but we do need to work on it. Right now it's pretty easy. because these first couple of divisions aren't super hard to beat. I didn't really struggle at all with the NFC West, and I don't think I'm going to be struggling with any more. So, see, I mean, look at that. Like, Raheem Mostert's just so good that it's hard for opposing teams to stop him for the most part. And if we can get the catching upgraded for a lot of these guys, as Jeff Sewell makes an amazing diving catch right there. If we can get the catching upgraded for a lot of these guys, then we should be able to go. The catching and the carrying, I think, is the most important stats in this game, because you got to be able to make the catches for one, and then you got to be able to hold on to the football afterwards and not fumble it, because fumbling does happen a lot for our team. So if we can work on the the carrying for these guys, then we should be pretty good as we get our game breaker and we are ready to go for taking on this offense on third down now. I didn't use the game breaker on this possession because I wanted to, I was fairly confident I could stop them and turn them over on downs, or at least get a turnover, which I got lucky there with the incomplete pass from Jeff Garcia. But I was fairly confident that I could do it and then score the touchdown, because we'd be in really good field position, and then have a 21-point lead, or a 21-8 lead. As we get the fumble, luckily the grass was able to hold it, and then that's a 20-8 lead, and then we get the attempt the 2-point conversion. Didn't get it because we didn't really need it. So I'm pretty sure it's game to 24. So then I was like, yes, let's use the game breaker. So, see, that's what happened. You gotta be strategic with your game breakers in this game, because first off, you gotta believe in yourself that you're able to make stops and make the plays that you need to play. And then you got to believe in yourself, and then you got to strategize when you want to use your game breaker. So I turned out that I got lucky on that fumble, by the way, that ended up getting a turnover in the end zone. And then Jeff Sewell was able to just run into the end zone, and there it is, 26-8. We do complete it. Congratulations, you get an NFL player. And I think everybody knows the player that we are going to be picking. There was a couple good options here on the 49ers. Jeff Garcia to replace Davis Mills, but obviously we're going to be going for Terrell Owens. He's just the best player, and he's the reason why we took on the 49ers. So we add him to the team, and Terrell Owens is now here. So now from we're going to jump to this. We are going to jump to the AFC Challenge. I will see you guys there. All right. So it's actually not the AFC Challenge, it's the NFC North is who we're going to be going up against in this episode. So that's my bad on that. We're taking on the Chicago Bears first, and now these games, you will notice throughout these 4 games that our team, like I was talking about in the TO portion of this video at the beginning, these games are fairly easy at this point. We seem to be dominating all of the competitors that we are. I think we're a higher overall team than the teams that we're going up against. Now, it does get a little bit more difficult as we go forward on this one. I was a little bit surprised as we take on, I think the Vikings are the last team that we take on in this challenge, and the Vikings were actually somewhat of a tough out. Like, I was struggling with them, and as you can see, Terrell Owens making his debut for the Cougars. Let me know also if you want me to change the colors to match what the Cougars are. They're like the blue and tan kind of color concept that we have in like Madden and in 2K and in hockey and all that stuff. So let me know if you want me to adjust the colors to match what the Cougars actually look like, or if you're fine with a little bit of variation. This is an alternate universe where we join the NFL street circuit. So as Raheem Mostert gets tackled, which I thought was going to be a touchdown, but it ends up turning out to be at the 1 yard line, not even the 1 yard line. And then we just go with the running back pass, and Raheem Mostert runs right at the middle. That's a very OP play when you're at the 1 yard line or at the 2 yard line, very, very close to the end zone. You just go with the running back pass. You're more than likely going to do it unless they're playing really tight coverage in the middle, which 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be doing. And I also found out that my go-to 2-point conversion play was not as successful as I would like it to be in this division. The NFC North was very good at stopping us, and we got lucky with Kalen Cousins forcing that fumble right there. I couldn't believe that we actually got it. Like, I know that he was showboating and stuff, but just to automatically force that fumble was crazy. That was huge good luck for us. Then we had Terrell Owens in the back of the end zone, and he's wide open for his first touchdown as a Chicago Cougar. But yeah, let me know if you want me to change the colors, because I will certainly do that if you guys want more immersion because I know that the logo and the colors don't really make it feel like you're watching a Cougars video. But if you want me to, I know the players make you feel like that, but if you want me to help with the immersion a little bit, as we got lucky with Matt Peterson knocking down there, Cordell Stewart. If you want me to change the colors, I certainly can do that. 14-0 on the Chicago Bears here. Like I said, the first couple of teams were not super difficult. We almost got a safety there, but he was able to just get out before Terrell Owens was wrapping around and tackling him. 3rd down now. The Vikings certainly did give me a little bit of a challenge I was not expecting. The Bears didn't really give me a challenge as Thomas just runs right through me, but he does fumble it. He does pick it back up. I thought we were going to get lucky again like we did on that first possession where we fumbled it as he was showing off and we were able to pick it up. But unlucky for us this time, the ball fumbled and it went right to his legs. So he was able to just pick it up and keep going like nothing ever happened. So they do pull back one score. So it's 14-7. And I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think another team gets a game. I think maybe the Vikings do. I told you that Vikings game was pretty tough as we get dropped for a safety there. I was actually super shocked that he got through. I thought I had a little bit more time than that, but my time was gone as he runs in there. And so I don't think any team gets a game breaker on us except for the Vikings. And I'm not even 100% sure if the Vikings do get a game breaker on us. I can't honestly remember if they do or not. I'm trying to do these very, very quickly because I know that they can be pretty monotonous and pretty boring. We got another fumble. That's the 3rd straight fumble that we've caused on the Chicago Bears. This time we do pick it up, so we're 2 out of 3 on those recoveries. And those fumbles are coming in clutch because it obviously turns over the possession to give it back to us, and then we can just get this game over with it very quickly because we got to go to 36. So we got to just, like I was saying, it just gets so monotonous, so I try to complete these as quick as possible. That's why I try to score as quick as possible and trying to get out of here because I know you guys don't really, it's the same thing over and over again. I know some things have the possibility of changing, like no game's ever going to be the exact same. There could be different fumbles that happen, different interceptions, different turnovers, different tackling. Like there could be some things that change, but for the most part, these games are basically the same. So I try to move as quick through them as possible. And I know that could be hard at some times because some of these teams are a little bit more difficult than the others, and you'll see that in the Vikings game. I'm really building up this Vikings game like it's one of the greatest games ever, but I hope it lives up to that. I don't even remember, really. I was just, last time I watched it was when I was playing it, and I was just in the moment, so I don't even know what happens, really. I know Randy Moss plays pretty well against us, and we get lucky with another fumble this time, but Brian Urlacher was right there to pick it up, so they're going to score again. We almost got lucky with Thomas pitching that back to Urlacher, but he fumbled it. Unfortunately for us, Urlacher was right there. And I know that I'm saying that none of these teams really gave us a challenge, and yet the Bears are only down by 4. The gameplay, the score makes it look like it was a closer game than it actually was. I never really was threatened by anything the Bears were doing here. I was never worried at any point in this game that I was going to lose to the Bears because I always had felt confident in this game that my team was better than the Bears, as Raheem Mostert pulls off one of the best spins I've seen in a while. So I know the score looks like I struggled a little bit in this game and I screwed up a little bit, but no, there was never really any controversy here, never any really doubt that I was going to lose this game. At least in my head. Maybe you guys think that I'm going to lose this game. No, I'm not going to lose this game because this was a big score. The Raheem Mostert score was huge because that gets us so close to the game breaker. And if we can get this 2-point conversion, that puts us at 28-16. Then we use the game breaker, we score again. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 2-point conversion to go because that play, like I talked about earlier, that play doesn't seem to be as effective 100% of the time as I would like it to be. In the first challenge mode against the NFC West, it was pretty effective, and in the challenge mode against the AFC West, it was pretty effective. But now against the NFC North, it doesn't seem to be as effective as I would like. So maybe we're gonna have to come up with a different strategy for scoring 2-point conversions. I thought I had found it. I guess I haven't. Maybe in the next one against the AFC North, we're gonna have to maybe work and experiment with some different 2-point conversion plays. Maybe toss in a couple different passes, see if we can find something that works effective more than that one. Because that one, I mean, that one's good, but for the most part, it just gets deflected off all the time. And we got super lucky that they chose to go with a whatchamacallit, a fancy pass, like a showboat pass, a style pass. I couldn't believe that Stewart chose to do that, as Raheem Mostert on one play just barrel rolls over everybody and just dominates. So now we're in a perfect position where we don't need to score the 2-point conversion because we have the game breaker. So I'm just going to throw a random play. It doesn't matter if it goes or not, because next time we get on defense, we're going to hit that game breaker with Peterson. And we're going to get the ball back no matter what, whether it be on a turnover on downs or a force and a fumble or something. So that was the best thing that could happen. Davis Mills is the one to recover it, and now we're sitting fairly pretty for the win. And that'll be 1 out of 4 teams done. Plus, you obviously have the All-Star game, the NFC North All-Star game, which I'll be commentating live. You will see that. But we win 38-16 over the Chicago Bears. That's one team down. It wasn't too hard. We did an 8-21, as you can see. It wasn't so hard. Raheem Mostert, 4 touchdowns, 1 fumble. He's really good. The next team on the docket is the Detroit Lions, or as I like to call them, the Detroit Lions, because I'm from Canada. I'm not from Canada. The Lions are the next team we're taking on. They are not super tough either. Like I said, the Vikings are really the only team that gave us a hard time, because we've got guys like this. We got Raheem Mostert out there, so Raheem Mostert's just built different, I guess. And the first game I chose, I'm pretty sure I chose T.O. for every game, but I think I swapped in Jeff Sewell for one of these. I can't remember exactly. I know I had T.O. for every single one, obviously, because you saw that in the last one against the Bears. I'm pretty sure I had every single game with Terrell Owens, but I thought for a second that I might have switched T.O. and not had him in, but I guess I was wrong. And Raheem Mostert gets great blocking from Mekhi Becton, and he's just too quick, and that's a quick 6 right there for your Chicago Cougars. 6 points already. Davis Mills going for the 2-point conversion. And see, that's where the 2-point conversion play works to perfection. See, if Raheem Mostert or whoever's in the backfield, if they don't get bumped, that play works 100% of the time, which is why I like using it so much and why you'll see me use it every single time. Because it has that slight chance of working 100% of the time, and I can't pass that up, so I have to run it. And now we are backing the Lions up in their own end zone. Joey Harrington has to take it, but he gives the pass directly to Stewart. And luckily, Raheem Mostert was there to stop him and push him out of bounds. That could have been dangerous. They could have got a lot of style points off that. I've also been experimenting with different play calls, because you guys know in the last episode I talked about how I only use the lockdown play call on defense because it's so adaptable and it's so good for just like a base defense to match up with any offense that the other team calls. But in this game and in this division, I started to experiment with some more zone plays, some more blitzing plays. So I tried to get a little bit more creative on my play calling on defense, so I wasn't just so robotic in picking the exact same plays over and over again. So just to, not only to keep it fresh for me, but to keep it fresh for you guys, so that you guys didn't just get bored watching the same play call over and over again, the same pass rush with Kalen Cousins over and over again for however many times you see it. So I wanted to get more creative on defense. I also wanted to get a little bit more creative on offense, but I know that it's hard to do that because I'm just so stuck in my ways, because I know the plays that work. The run plays most of the time work. The crossing play with Terrell Owens especially works really well. So it's harder on offense because I know the plays that work. I know the plays that get yards. I know the plays that score touchdowns. So it's harder for me on offense, at least, to get more creative. But I will try my best to change up the offensive play calls to keep it fresh for you guys. Throw some different looks out there for not only for you guys but for the defense as well, so I don't get so they don't get predictable. I don't know if the AI adapts. Does the AI adapt in this game? I feel like it does, because I'll be running like three run plays in a row, And by the third one, I feel like they've adjusted their play calling, and they go and they stop it for more. Like, say I get 5 to 6 yards on the first 2 carries. Then I run it a third time, I only get 2 to 3. I feel like they've adjusted, and that's not every single time. Sometimes it'll be like 3 or 4 or 5 different runs in a row, and it'll get like 6, 7 yards on them or more. But every once in a while, I'll notice that like I'll run a same play, a same running play to that same side multiple times in a row, and I'll feel like they adjusted a little bit. So I don't know if the AI necessarily adapts. I got lucky on that one that Terrell Owens was messed up with Williams there, and they kind of like pushed him away from the ball, because that could have been a very good tip pass catch. But I just feel like the AI somewhat adapts to what you're calling, which is cool. I know that, like I've been talking about earlier, I know that the defense gets harder, the difficulty gets harder as you move forward. So that's a cool thing. That's a cool addition, because like I said, there's no difficulty in this game. Like, it's just whatever the game's base difficulty is what you play at. So it's cool that it just adapts to it like increases as you go further in the challenge mode. And see, that's 3 now in a row 2-point conversions on that same play that have worked. I'm telling you, that play is good. It just, you have to get super precise with the route from the running back. Oh, that's not William. That's Rogers. Excuse me. Is that Charles Rogers or Carlos? I think it's Charles Rogers is who that is. But that 2-point conversion play, you just have to be so precise and so consistent with how the running back uses it, or how he runs that route, as they're going to get Stewart for an easy touchdown. I thought I was going to shut out the team, because I haven't shut out a team yet in this challenge mode. We've been through now. This is the 3rd division we've played, and I have not shut out an opponent yet. I thought this was going to be the one, but that stinking style pass to Stewart to score them the touchdown, just it upset me, because I was like, I'm at 24-0. Why can't I shut them out? And they got that stupid pass, and it worked. Luckily, we should be getting our game breaker in maybe like 1 or 2 possession or 1 or 2 plays. So we're gonna hopefully score the touchdown here, then go and get the game breaker, and this game will be over. So you gotta be strategic. I don't know if you guys how many of you guys have played NFL Street before, but if you haven't, then here's a little pro tip for you. You never want to, unless you're in a dire situation where you will lose if you don't score a touchdown, you never want to use your game breaker on offense. Or if you're just messing around with your friends and you just want to have fun, then you can use your game break on it. It doesn't matter there. But if you want to be strategic and you want to get the most out of the game and get the most out of the team, then you want to score on offense. You also have to feel confident in yourself to be able to score on offense against the team, which I always do. I always feel like I can score on any team. So just like I did here with the 30, now we're at 30. And now you always want to use your defense, your game breaker on defense, because it automatically forces a turnover. It automatically gets you the ball back. It's just so much easier to do it, because then if you score, you can double dip. If you score, have a game breaker, and then use the game breaker, get the ball back, and score again, that's 2 possessions that you just scored on. It can completely change the game. It can completely flip a game on its head if you do it that way. Because you score, let's say you're down by a touchdown. So it's 7-0 the other team. You score, tie the game at 7. You get your game breaker on that drive. You use it on defense. Then you get the ball back. You force a turnover. They lose a possession then, and then you score again. Then you flipped it from down 7 to being up 7. You've completely flipped the game, and you've changed the momentum. You've done everything. So it's just so much easier, as Terrell Owens makes one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my life. That's why you get a guy like Terrell Owens. We win 36-7, by far one of my most dominant performances in this game mode. And we did it in 7:55, so I feel like I'm getting a little bit better. We did the other one in 8 minutes. This one's in 7:55. 3 touchdowns for Raheem Mostert, a sack, and a tackle. Let's go to the next game. I think it's the Packers. Okay, it is indeed the Green Bay Packers, who we are going to be playing today in a game to 36. We've already taken down the Chicago Bears, and we've taken down the Detroit Lions. We've got the Packers, who we're playing right now, and the Minnesota Vikings, and then we have the All-Star game as well. So 2 more games of post-commentary, and then you'll see the live commentary for the game against the All-Star team. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game mode. I didn't think that I would have this much fun playing, and you guys are enjoying it too. You guys love the Cougars aspect to this, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it, because I felt like if you guys are going to enjoy it, you guys are going to enjoy it with players that you've come to know and you've come to love, which is why the Cougars guys are here. Davis Mills obviously was the starting quarterback for our first season as the Chicago Cougars, won us a Super Bowl. Raheem Mostert carried us on our back in season number 2 and won us a Super Bowl there. Mekhi Becton has been here since the beginning. Trent Favors we drafted, and he's a superstar X Factor. We drafted him as a superstar X Factor, I'm pretty sure. Or did we draft him as a superstar? I can't remember. But we drafted him in the first round, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, Matt Peterson being 6'5", he's Calvin Johnson build. I mean, he's just a monster. He hasn't really seen a lot of gameplay in actual Madden, the actual Cougars franchise, but in here, he's a pretty productive player. Then you got Jeff Sewell, who we drafted. He's a very solid corner. He's a big body corner, too. So I felt like, and then obviously Kalen Cousins, who's a stud linebacker. So I felt like if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, and we're going to do it with guys that you guys are familiar with and players that you have come to know and come to appreciate and come to love even. So as Amon Green just absolutely destroyed me on that one. I think that's Amon. Is that Amon Green? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't know, to be honest with you. This Packers team is one you would know. I mean, Brett Favre is here. I'm pretty sure they have Donald Driver, but I don't think he's on this in this game. They might not have picked him for this game. I don't think they have Greg Jennings yet. I think he comes later in the years, maybe like 2007, 2008, something like that. Terrell Owens is just a monster. Just yet another reason why I wanted to bring him into the squad. I mean, look at that. That was one play touchdown for Terrell Owens. He's got so much more speed than these safeties and these DBs. Plus, he's stronger, so he can break a lot more tackles. It was just a match made in heaven. Terrell Owens is always going to be a Cougar, and now he's finally here. And we're up 16-6 on the Green Bay Packers. This one I feel like goes a little... This might be the quickest one we've done. I just feel like when you go with a zone play on a quarterback that can't scramble, it's almost impossible for them to make a play, which is what you just saw there. That was a cool style pass from Brett Favre going under the leg. But like I was saying, if you go with a zone play on a guy like Brett Favre, 9 times out of 10 he's going to hold the ball, and it's going to be harder for him to find a pass because you've got everything locked up. And so he's going to either have to scramble, which he's not the fastest guy in the world, so he's not going to be able to go anywhere. More than likely, you're going to have a guy that's going to be able to catch him, or you're going to be able to cause a fumble, some sort of turnover. And Terrell Owens, man, Terrell Owens. Just yet another reason. This is like the 4th or 5th reason why we made the choice to get him. As we get the other 2-point conversion, now we're up 24-6. We are about to close this game out because we are so close to a game breaker. Now I don't think I get the game breaker on this play, but I think I get it coming up in the next like 2 or 3 plays as Terrell Owens diving interception. We don't get the game breaker on this play. 1 play turnover. I don't know where Brett Favre was throwing that. He just completely lobbed it, and Terrell Owens with the diving interception. Raheem Mostert, great blocking from the players, but Raheem Mostert fumbled. And this is what I was talking about in the Terrell Owens portion of the video and in the beginnings against the Bears and the Lions. We need to work on our carrying and our tackling, because that one was demoralizing. That fumble, I'm pretty sure it leads to a Packers touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it leads to a Packers touchdown. But that fumble from Raheem Mostert, I had such a big run going with Raheem Mostert where I had great blocking, I had enough speed, I had everything. My turbo bar was pretty good, and yeah, Green's going to take this to the end zone. But that fumble was just so annoying because I was like, no! I had a chance to close this out, make them only score 6 points because we would have scored. That would have put us at 30. And then we would have had the game breaker, and it would have been over. It would have been wraps. But we get unlucky, and Raheem Mostert forces the fumble. But like I was talking about in the Bears game, I was never worried that I was going to lose this game even after that fumble. I was worried that Raheem Mostert was going to fumble again. That was not out of my mind that Raheem Mostert had a possibility of fumbling again. But I was never worried truly that we were ever gonna lose this game. Like, I was never gonna blow this lead. I'm built different. I was never gonna blow this lead. As Matt Peterson makes an amazing catch, breaks a tackle. There's the game breaker. Now all we gotta do is score on this possession, which is pretty easy when you've got a guy like Raheem Mostert, because he can just dive right into the end zone. He's faster than all these D linemen. If we go to our trusty 2-point conversion play, it should work. See, like there, that's why the play doesn't work. That's why the play doesn't work. Because sometimes, as we hit the game breaker with Caleb Cousins, sometimes the D lineman that's on that right side will go to the far, he will go to his left, our right on screen, and he will force a bump into the running back that's running that route, and it'll slow him down, and he won't go to the end zone. That's the only reason why that play doesn't work. Bumps are the only reason why that play doesn't work. As we couldn't get the play there, this little touchdown will end the game. I'm not sure who catches it. It might be Raheem Mostert who gets the touchdown here. It is, yeah, I thought so. Right up the middle. That's a go-to play right there. The straight go play with Raheem Mostert coming up the middle. We beat the Packers 36-13, did it in 6 minutes and 37 seconds. So we're getting faster each time we're doing it. And Terrell Owens, player of the game, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was a monster. And now we play the Vikings. Here is the final team that we have to play, normal team that we have to play. The Minnesota Vikings. And like I've been saying, I've been building this up the entire time. The Vikings actually did give me some sort of a challenge here. I was not expecting Dante Culpepper. It was Dante Culpepper more than anybody else. I mean, Randy Moss obviously got his numbers because he's Randy Moss. But I was not expecting Dante Culpepper to be such a hard guy to bring down. He was hard to tackle because he's just so big body in this game. Big body quarterbacks are hard to take down. And I think Dante Culpepper might be the biggest quarterback in this game. I'd have to go through the rosters and see for sure, but I think Dante Culpepper might be the biggest receiver, biggest quarterback in this game. So trying to bring him down, you'll see throughout this game that trying to bring him down was so hard to do. And he even made a great tackle there and bringing down Raheem Mostert. So this was the game that I was actually worried I was going to have to redo and play again. I haven't yet failed a team. So I've gone through 2 divisions so far, the AFC and NFC West. I've gone through both of those and I've not failed. I have not lost a game yet where I'd have to go and replay it. And this was the first one, as you'll see throughout this game, this was the first one where I was like, this might not work. I might have to go and redo this one, but I guess we'll see what happens here. And you'll get to see right off the bat, I'm pretty sure on this very first play, that Dante Culpepper is nobody to be messed with. Actually, it's a pitch to Randy Moss here. And Randy Moss, like I said, he gets his numbers in this game. He's going to make a difference, which is why, more than likely, we are going to be stealing Randy Moss from the Minnesota Vikings here in the near future. I don't know when it'll happen, as long as I have enough points to do it. I don't think I have enough points right now because I've been doing some attribute upgrades, trying to get this team better just normally. So I don't think I have enough points yet. I think I have to beat another division, which is the AFC North, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I have to beat the AFC North next. But by the time we do that, then we'll have enough attribute points to be able to steal a player. And I think we're going to be stealing Randy Moss because I'm pretty sure he's the best wide receiver in this game. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know Ricky Williams is the best running back in this game, and we're certainly going to take Ricky Williams. There's no question about that. He's going to be the running back that we steal. But I think Randy Moss is the best wide receiver in the game. I can't think of anybody that would be better than Randy Moss. I mean, obviously Terrell Owens is pretty good and Chad Johnson's pretty good, but I don't think they're better than Randy Moss, as he makes a crazy catch at the wall to be able to get that first down. And you'll notice in this game that we get the Minnesota Vikings to like 3 or 4 different 4th down opportunities, and they always convert. It was the most frustrating thing ever. I would work so hard. I would pick different plays, zone plays, man plays, blitz plays. I would pick so many different plays to try and get these guys to 4th down situations, and they would always somehow get a first down out of it. I don't know how they would do it. Most of the time it was Randy Moss completing those 4th down plays, but it was just so frustrating trying to stop them from getting 4th downs, because it stopped them from getting first downs after we got on a 4th down. That was a crazy catch from Randy Moss. I was hoping that it would just go incomplete. But here's a 4th down opportunity. Are the Vikings going to go for a touchdown here, or are we going to stop them? Are we going to get them on a turnover? You be the judge. Somehow Randy Moss gets open, and they score a touchdown. Unbelievable. That's what I'm talking about. Those kind of plays, we just can't stop. We choked a lot on 4th downs, is what I'm basically saying. And now they go for the 2-point conversion. We luckily stopped it there with Raheem Mostert, and it's a 6-6 ball game. Let's see what we can do here with Raheem Mostert. Another great blocking scheme on that left side, and Raheem Mostert had enough speed to get the 1st down. I'm not really sure how I want to do the lineup. That was a soul-crushing one right there, but luckily nobody came back. It turned out to be one of the best outcomes that we could have had because Terrell Owens picked it back up and scored the touchdown. But when he fumbled that ball, my heart just sank. I thought I just like the tide was flipped. But luckily, Terrell Owens picked it back up and was able to score a touchdown. And we're up 14-6 on the Minnesota Vikings. But like I was saying, I'm not really sure how I want to do the lineups. I've been leaving out Jeff Sewell, if you may or may not have noticed. Jeff Sewell has not been in these games because Terrell Owens has been in. So I want to try and figure out the best combination of players. I've been playing a lot of safety with Terrell Owens. Maybe that's not the best option as Dante Culpepper just completely dominates us there. But I've been putting Terrell Owens at safety and at DB. Maybe he'd be better at D-line, and then putting Davis Mills at DB. Maybe that's a better option. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out different combinations to play, which would be the best and most effective. Obviously, having Kalen Cousins is crucial. You got to have him. Got to have Mekhi Becton. Got to have Trent Favors. Got to have Davis Mills because he's a quarterback. Got to have, well, we don't necessarily have to have Raheem Mostert, but at this point, he's our 2nd best player because I feel like Terrell Owens is the best player now on the team. But before we got Terrell Owens, Raheem Mostert was certainly our best player, and that's just an unbelievable pass from Dante Culpepper. A style pass behind the back throw, wasn't even looking at the receiver, and it still worked out for him. I'm surprised they didn't call it a touchdown there. But the Vikings, you can see, the Vikings are fighting. They are keeping it a game, and I don't like it. I don't like the Vikings are making this a game because it did have me worried that I was going to have to redo it. It is 3rd down here. The Vikings are at basically like the 4 or the 5. And they're going to hand off to Bennett. He's going to get brought down for a 4th down. Hey, it's another 4th down. You think we're going to stop him? What, would you bet money? Would you bet money that we're going to stop the Vikings? We'll have to find out. Dante Culpepper dropping back and Randy Moss wide open. Like, how are you supposed to stop that? I had pretty solid coverage. With Matt Peterson on Randy Moss there, but the style behind the back throw from Dante Culpepper, I mean, what are you supposed to do about that? So another 4th down opportunity was stopped there, and they're going to pitch that and get the 1-point conversion on the run play. I never understood why the AI goes for the 1-point conversions. I mean, I know that you just want to get an extra point on there, and every point helps, but we got lucky that Trent Favors was there to pick that fumble up. I get that the 1-point conversion helps, and I mean, it's 1 point that you didn't have before. But, I mean, if you're going to go for a conversion, you might as well go for the 2-point conversion. I mean, if you don't get it, whatever, but 2 points is better than 1 point, obviously. That one I should not have thrown, but it ended up working, mainly because Dante Culpepper doesn't really have high coverage, so he wasn't able to react and get that ball. I should not have thrown that, though. An easy touchdown for Raheem Mostert, and now we're starting to pull away a little bit. We're starting to feel more confident. Raheem Mostert's doing really well. This one should work. Yes, it does. I don't know how that one worked. And there's the old game breaker. Now, I don't know if we use it right here. We do. Okay. I wasn't 100% sure if we used it or not on this possession. But we do. Kalen Cousins has the game breaker. And at this point, I just wanted to get this game over with. Big tackle for Kalen Cousins. Trent Favors picks the ball up in the end zone. And that's the swing that I've been talking about all day. You know how it went from a 1-point game, 14-13, to now being 28-13, possibly 30-13? If we get this 2-point conversion to go, which we don't, so it's still 28-13. Like, think about the swing. A point swing was just crazy there. The possessions now, it's going to take them 2 possessions to tie the game up, and then stopping us from scoring to be able to get back in this game. So it's just, you got to think about those kind of things when you're playing NFL Street, because you may not think it's strategic in a way that other Madden or football games in general would be, but this one's very strategic. You got to play your cards right or you're going to get screwed, because It could turn on a dime just like that, man. It's crazy. 28-13, third down for the Vikings. Culpepper drops back. This is what I was talking about right there. That should have been a tackle twice over, and yet it's a touchdown because Randy Moss is just a monster, and so is Dante Culpepper. That's what I was talking about, how Dante Culpepper is the hardest quarterback to bring down, because I know we weren't fully on him as a tackle, but still, we should have been able to stop him there. And now all we have to do is score, and then this one is over because we have 28 points. So all we got to do is score. Raheem Mostert with a nice juke move, trying to get a little bit of showboating, breaking that tackle off the wall, and then finally getting brought down. That was a big-time gain, and that was a lot of style points. I have yet to get 2 game breakers in a single game, so if I ever do that, that'll be hype. But Raheem Mostert, unbelievable tackle, and I guess I was wrong. I thought the Vikings get their game breaker in this one. I guess I was able to stop them, which is cool. And Terrell Owens, that route with Terrell Owens is elite. That crossing route with Terrell Owens at square is just unbelievable. Then we go for the final dagger, the 2-point conversion play, and that is it. 36-19. We have officially beaten all of the NFC North teams. Now we got to take on the live commentary and take on the NFC All-Stars. We beat them in 9:53, which is not the best. 4 touchdowns, 8 tackles for Kalen Cousins, and a forced fumble. I will see you guys in the live commentary against the All-Stars. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the NFC North All-Star game. We already beat the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. Oh my, we're ready for the All-Star game. Now, as you have probably seen in these games, I've been going with a sort of bigger lineup. I've been leaving out Jeff Sewell, and I've been bringing in Terrell Owens. Now, that's mainly because I like the bigger wide receiver because he's harder to tackle. Terrell Owens is a lot harder to tackle. But the other reason is that we just got Terrell Owens and I want to use him. So I forgot to do the lineups, and I don't think I can change it. I guess I could just quit the game and redo it. We'll test these lineups out. We've got Terrell Owens at running back. I got distracted by talking about Terrell Owens that I forgot about the lineups. So we got Terrell Owens at running back, Mostert and Peterson at wide receiver. We'll see how this goes, I guess. Peterson's wide open, or Mostert's wide open, excuse me. Maybe he's a better wide receiver than Terrell Owens even is. I guess we'll wait and find out. I got Peterson one-on-one. I like those odds. Oh, Peterson dropped it at the contact. That was a money shot right there, and Peterson drops it at the point of contact. But Terrell Owens, he should have been a running back anyway because he just dominated there. I didn't want to show off because I didn't want to possibly fumble there. That would have been bad. All right, let's toss this to Terrell Owens is what I wanted to say. Yeah, we're already up on the NFC North. Now, I've noticed that this NFC North has been a little bit more difficult than the... Oh, what an interception by Sharper on the conversion. I've noticed that the difficulty has been upped a little bit because that Vikings game was a little bit difficult. That was the most difficult one that we've played so far. Oh, I couldn't pick that from the pitch. Stop him. Stop him. Don't let him get anywhere. And Randy Moss has been a demon, and he fumbled it on the pitch, but we couldn't pick it up. That was chaotic right there. And my strategy of using Kalen Cousins or whoever the linebacker is to just rush the quarterback has not really worked. It's worked a little bit to an extent, but it hasn't really worked as efficiently as it was on the AFC and NFC West ladders. It was just getting too crazy. But see, like Randy Moss is just so good. He's so quick that we can't keep up with him, and that's what the problem was with the Vikings. Plus, Dante Culpepper is just so big that it's hard to bring him down on first contact. So, like, you wouldn't be able to do that with Dante Culpepper. Brett Favre's just a little guy in this game, so he's easier to bring down. But Terrell Owens, man, he is dominating the tackles. He is dominating. We'll go with the go long play, see if Mostert or Owens. It's going to be Owens. He's wide open at the middle. Terrell Owens, this is his game. This is Terrell Owens' game. He's not letting anybody else have it. Let's see if we can actually get the 2-point conversion this time instead of getting picked off at the goal line. Dump it. Oh, I wanted to just dump it to Owens and let him walk in, but that didn't work very well. That's okay. 12-6. We still have a lead. Looks like they have Brett Favre, Randy Moss. They have Sharper. They have Green. Urlacher's there as well. Olin Kreutz is here. I can't tell who's under center there. Who is that? I'm not sure who that is. Oh, but they certainly have Moss. And Randy Moss is going to get them some game breaker points. Oh, this was the problem we had with the Vikings. It's just Randy Moss just kept dominating us on quick little throws. We couldn't get past it. And like that, he just always finds a way to get open. I don't know how he does it. He's just always open. Let's see if we can get to Brett Favre here. Oh, it's going to be a wide receiver throw. I was not prepared for it, and it caught me off guard just like they wanted it. That's exactly why they drew it up, to catch me off guard. I probably could have stopped Randy Moss on that one if I would have known he was going to throw that. I thought it was going to be one of those end-around just wide receiver runs that they do, like those trick plays and stuff, but no, that was a designed Randy Moss throw, and it worked. And Terrell Owens is going to keep barreling his way through. Maybe having Terrell Owens at running back isn't such a bad thing, because he is looking pretty good right now. Having Raheem Mostert at wide receiver isn't a bad thing either. That's a big-time throw. We're going to go with the pro pass, see if this works, because we should have Davis Mills open for a run, I guess. Oh, Brian Urlacher came in quick. Brian Urlacher came in real quick on that one. Good blocking. Juke move. Oh, spin, get out of bounds. Thank you. Terrell Owens with the fumble. Owens doesn't usually fumble that, but that one, I think it was because of the spin. And we're going to go the Flea Flicker. The Flea Flicker for the win, baby. Well, not the win, but for the touchdown. That's a big-time play right there. This play only really works if Terrell Owens doesn't get bumped at the line of scrimmage. If he gets bumped by the linebacker, then he doesn't get to the end zone, and then it's just a busted play, and I have to probably usually not convert it. 20-13, we gotta try and keep this up. Stop him here. Good tackle, Matt Peterson. That's a big-time tackle. He could have had a huge gain and got some more style points. I haven't even been really doing style points because I've just been trying not to fumble. I've been so worried about not trying to fumble that I've not been focusing on style points, and Terrell Owens stopped some huge gain, or a huge loss, I should say, for the NFC All-Stars. We got to stop him here. 2 more downs to stop, and that's going to be it. Oh, he got that off. We stopped Randy Moss. I thought he was going to go for a touchdown there. I can't believe that Brett Favre got that away. I thought I had him stop dead in his tracks, but he got it off. They're going to pitch it around to Moss, and Owens is our only savior. Terrell Owens stops him on 4th down. What a crucial tackle. That had to have been inches. Oh, man. That was a very lucky tackle we just got there. But we don't have a 1st down to gain, so we've got to score here, and that's going to be Raheem Mostert, and he flips into the end zone off the tackle. Raheem Mostert, and we take a 26. We take a 26-13 lead. I can't, okay, I was going to say I can't call the play, but it's because I audibled on accident, and that's going to be Matt Peterson in the back of the end zone. Too far. Too far in the back. 26-13. It looks like my strategy for the 2-point conversion play, my cheesy 2-point conversion play, not really working as I intended it to. Maybe we're going to have to change things up as we get deeper into this ladder, or deeper into this challenge. It seems like things are not going to go as easy as they did in the first 2 ladder modes. But it's already 3rd down. If we can stop them here and get lucky on 4th down, that's what we really need to do. We need to get lucky, because I don't know if we're ready to... Oh, did I stop? He got the 1st. I don't know if we're ready to, skill-wise at least, to take on anybody higher than this competition right now. We need to get some attribute points, upgrade these guys. We probably need to steal Randy Moss away from the Vikings. We need to do a bunch of stuff here. Great pitch back, and that is going to be a 2nd down. Brett Favre's a little cheeky out here with these pitchbacks. He's getting lucky on some of them. We have yet to allow an opponent to get a game breaker so far in this NFC North challenge, or this ladder. But will the NFC North All-Stars be the first one to do it? Usually we've dominated so much that we've been able just to get the game breaker and overwhelm them. But they're overwhelming me right now with this stuff. Man, 4th down, but they're at basically the 1 yard line. They got 1 yard to go. We can't allow them. We got to get to the quarterback here. Get to him. He pitched it, and he's got nobody there. It's going to be a 1st down. And they're going to get a game breaker. I can just feel it. This is going to swing the momentum. Absolutely swing the momentum. They're going to score here, get their game breaker. They're going to use it. They're going to turn us over, and they're going to score again. That's going to be... No, I picked... I didn't know I was Terrell Owens. I was going to go for the interception there. But I turned out that I was Terrell Owens, and I dove a little too early. Well, here comes their game breaker when they complete this play. It's going to be caught by Brown, and Brown's going to walk into the end zone. There's the game breaker. So this game has been completely flipped now because they've got the game breaker. They're about to get the 1-point or 2-point conversion. They're going to get the 1 point. If Brett Favre can find his way in, somehow Brett Favre... How did Brett Favre survive all that? I don't know how he did. They're going to call the game breaker. There it is. This game has completely flipped. We had a 2-score lead. That is evaporated. We'll get that to Terrell Owens, and we'll just go out of bounds. Just go out of bounds. If we could score on a game breaker, that would be elite. Go. Toss that deep. Somebody get there. Oh, okay. So that didn't work. We got to try and go with just deep passes. That's what we got to try and do. Because I don't think anything else is going to work, really. Get that to Terrell Owens. Oh, he dropped it. Okay. Passing play. We'll do another go long. I'll try it. We'll see what happens here. Toss it deep. Oh, no, he tackled me. I was going to go for the dive. That could have been so good, but he tackled me. I hate when they do that. All right, we'll try a Flea Flicker. See what happens with the Flea Flicker. Get that to him. That's caught. He got it. Go out of bounds. Yes! Oh, we got so lucky there. We got so lucky. We are close to the end zone. I've only ever scored once on a game breaker. And Matt Peterson caught it and he was down. Oh my God, we can do it. We can do it. Running back pass. We are so close. Terrell Owens into the end zone. We scored on a game breaker. Let's go. We got lucky, but we scored on a game breaker. I will take it. 32-20. Forget flipping the game and the momentum change because now we're up 32-20. They don't have their game breaker, but we have ours. This is big, ladies and gentlemen. This is big. If we can get this here. Cause the fumble. There it is. There's the fumble. I went out of bounds. We need to get one more stop. There it is. There's a stop. And Cousins got it. I thought we just fumbled it there. Flea Flicker to end it. Nope, that didn't end it. Let's just run it and end it. That'll work. Terrell Owens does it. We win. Whew. That was a tough one. Took me almost 12 minutes. Congratulations, we defeated the NFC North rivals and we earned 800 challenge tokens. Now we get to pick another one. We might as well go with the AFC North since we did the NFC North. So we just continue going up the ladder. In the next one, or off camera, I might try and steal Randy Moss, or I might not. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Smash that like button, subscribe channel, join the Juice Club. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.